Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the EasyCast. I'm your host, Gregoire, alongside my colleague, Zeke Wagar. I do want to let you know that this week we'll be releasing an Instagram channel with the same title as the YouTube channel, The EasyCast. Please be sure to follow. We'll give you all updates on video releases.
And make sure you also subscribe at YouTube at the EasyCast to get all the updates on all the videos coming out and stay in on everything new on the channel. And we want you to comment, subscribe, all of it. We want comments on the games, your picks. We want you guys involved in this just as much as we are.
This is like George Steinbrenner, a mutual investment. I invest in you, you invest in us, we're all happy. And I'm happy now that we will dive into our first topic of the day, which is the Green Bay Packers.
It's a good topic.
I've been extremely impressed by the level of play this year. However, I do think there's a little air of paranoia up in Wisconsin with the fact that the Packers' financial strategy has always been frugal. They've always been financially timid. They're not really willing to dish out the money. That's never been Mark Murphy's strategy up in Green Bay.
Right.
And I think that is dangerous for them. That it definitely limits them to a certain degree.
I agree, but it's also Green Bay is one of the most historic franchises in all the NFL. So money getting thrown at players doesn't always do it for the guy. They do it for the legacy. It's Lambeau, it's Green Bay, Lombardi, all the things you have, and you have Aaron Rodgers at the helm. So regardless, you're gonna be in the playoffs. You're gonna win games, and they don't need to bring in big names because Aaron Rodgers makes practice squad guys look like great talent.
He enhances the people around them.
He does. So
he makes them look 3 times better than they actually are.
I think that's part of the reason, and it's a hard market to sell.
Yes.
I mean, it's Green Bay. It's up in the north. It's cold, so that's really hard. But for what Green Bay has done, I mean, they could have easily gotten to more Super Bowls. I think that might hurt Aaron Rodgers' legacy a little bit, but they still are Green Bay. They're still dumb. They still do what they do.
And I have a lot of confidence in them this year. They just have to make health a priority. Keep Aaron Rodgers on the field. Keep Aaron Jones on the field. Make sure Devontae Adams gets back in. I love Geronimo Allison. What a wonderful, underrated wide receiver he is. Good. They have a lot of potential.
Health is going to be very big in Green Bay. If they don't have health, I don't see them getting too further. I mean, they got very lucky with that Detroit game and the way they won that. So they need to execute better, and they need to stay healthy. And
if you look back at 2015, 2016, health is something that's plagued them. If they want to go for that barrier and achieve another Super Bowl appearance, they need to manage their health this year, and I believe that they will.
I agree. So I'm excited to see what the Green Bay Packers have for the rest of the year, and I will certainly be watching close because they're definitely a primetime team to watch.
Now it's time to discuss our marquee games of this NFL week. This is week 7 this week. Am I right in saying that?
It is.
So the first game, one that I've really been anticipating. I think I even had a dream at one point about the result of this game this week. That's how invested in sports I am.
It's going to be a good game.
Ravens and Seahawks at CenturyLink Field in Seattle. Lamar Jackson has looked like a deer in the headlights against dynamic defenses. I mean, you've seen that this year. Mm-hmm. And last year you saw how the Chargers prepared for him in the wild card round.
Absolutely.
And he'll be facing a very seasoned head coach in Pete Carroll, one that he'll have to face once every 4 years. One who groomed and nurtured the Legion of Boom. I believe we may even have a relapse of that coming at this point. Russell Wilson has been elusive and electric this year. I'm looking forward to another stellar performance from the Seahawks, my NFC Super Bowl favorites. I'm going with Seattle to win this game, 31-20.
And I am also going to go with Seattle. I'm not sold on Lamar Jackson. He's only showed me a very small sample size of what I think he can do eventually. I mean, he's a Heisman winner. He's very mobile with his feet. His arm has gotten better, I would say. Would you say?
His arm, his release?
Yeah, it's gotten a lot better. It needs to keep improving at the NFL level, but I just don't think they have enough power to beat Seattle, especially in Seattle, one of the hardest places to win. Seattle with Russell Wilson is also my projection for NFC Super Bowl contender. So I think Seattle will also win 31-20. I think they'll hold them off. I think it'll be very contested early on. But overall, Russell Wilson's going to win at home, and they're going to beat the Ravens, who I think might be mediocre.
Let's cheers for that. Same score. Cheers. Seahawks, 31-20. You can't beat home dominance.
Absolutely. And for our next matchup, we have the New Orleans Saints playing the Chicago Bears in Chicago. It's going to be, it's not as exciting as it would have been with Alvin Kamara not being in. Chicago has a great defense, but Teddy Bridgewater has been playing absolutely phenomenal, filling in for Drew Brees, I would say, as of now. The offense for New Orleans needs to start picking it up a little bit more in terms of their scoring. But with the defense of Chicago, I think they'll definitely keep it close. They have very poor quarterback play in Chicago, very poor offense. Their defense will keep it in it, but I believe New Orleans is going to overpower them. They're most likely going to come away with the win on the road to keep going towards the playoffs. I have the New Orleans Saints winning 17-10, low-scoring game. Teddy Bridgewater gets another win on his record. What about you, Brian?
That's understandable, and Chicago's defense has been absolutely astounding this year. I was in the library at Siena the other day, and I was curious. I looked it up. They have like about 14 points per game allowed, which is just absolutely unprecedented.
Right.
And then they always up the intensity when they're at Soldier Field. They suffocate offenses. It will be a low-scoring Midwestern affair.
Yes.
However, defense is virtually meaningless when you can't score the damn ball.
Right.
Right? I mean, you can't drive down the field with Chase Daniel, Mitchell Trubisky with their approach right now. I'm going with the New Orleans Saints. I think that they've been resilient in the face of the adversity with the absence of Drew Brees. Teddy Bridgewater, it's a basic approach on offense. It's not, he doesn't go for the deep ball. It's small dishes, first down. It's very incremental, and I think that they'll prevail in this game by the score of 16-6.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the primetime game of the evening on the Sunday. America's game, America's team, so they say. I don't really know how that goes. You got Dallas and Philly in Arlington. It's going to be a tough division game. Dallas, I mean, they need to find out who they really are at this point. Losing to the winless Jets, it was very tough for them. Dak is fighting for that contract, which I don't know if he deserves yet. They're definitely looking for who they are, and I think this could be a very big step in that direction. But Philly, you can't sleep on Philly. They're very dynamic. They have a lot of pieces on both sides of the ball to be contenders, to be a good team. So their offense is, kind of stagnant. They're not really doing too much, but I think they'll do enough, and I think they'll wear Dallas down. And I'm not sure this week will be Dallas's week to get back on track. So I'm going to go with Philly in this one over Dallas. It'll continue to, keep Dallas behind Philly. Philly's going to be on the top of the division like they should be, I think, in a very weak division. I'm going to go with Philly, and I'm going to go with this 27-20. It's not going to be a home run game in terms of offense. You will see some scores, maybe some defensive scoring from either side. Very hard-fought game. What about you, Brian?
Now, the theme of this game is identity determination. Who is Philly? Who is Dallas? A matchup between two of the most fickle teams in not only the NFC but the entire league. And what I consider with Dallas is Dak is tremendous under pressure. That they face an increased amount of scrutiny and ostracization in these past couple weeks. Philly, they don't really have any notable offensive juggernauts on this team. I feel like this is Dallas's game to win, and I'm going with them at home by the score of 20-17.
Okay, that's fair. It'll be a good game, and I hope everyone tunes into it.
Back at it again, Market 32, Jennifer McDonald and Associates with another tremendous batch of college football-themed donuts. And I even got them to customize Penn State's donuts to have white frosting to commemorate their annual whiteout game tonight against the Michigan Wolverines, which is the ESPN college football primetime game of the week. You can watch that tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4:30 Pacific. Out there you can watch all the games. So Penn State is that team that's flown under the radar this year. They've been such a forgettable team, despite the fact that they're undefeated and they're still ranked in the top 10. They're in the 7th spot right now.
They are.
And an impressive statement-making win in Kinnick Stadium last week, Iowa City, Iowa, which is completely unprecedented for top 10 Big 12 teams, Big 10 teams, to go in and get a win there because Iowa's been known for challenging those teams.
It's electric there.
And Michigan, you want to talk about notorious. Michigan has been notorious in these high-pressure, high-stakes games where the bright lights are on them. We've seen them against opponents such as Penn State, Michigan State in the past. Not really much of a threat now, but mainly Ohio State, who they haven't been able to defeat in the Jim Harbaugh era. Zeke the Freak over there is very proud of this.
Go Buckeyes.
I'm taking Penn State in a dominant display tonight, 42-13.
42-13. Yeah, he has a blowout. I also think it will be a blowout, not as big. I don't think Michigan has what it takes. Shea Patterson's not consistent at all with his play. Him and Jim Harbaugh, I don't think are really with each other. Harbaugh, I also think, belongs in the NFL more than he does in college. But Penn State's defense is going to dominantly take over this game. Michigan's going to have nowhere to run. They're going to be forced to pass the ball, which I don't think is going to work out for Shea Patterson. They're not going to win in Penn State. Penn State is dominantly going to take this. 35-10 is my guess. So I'm going to take Penn State, and we're going to go straight white out. But let's not forget, go Buckeyes.
This is Jim Harbaugh's coming to Jesus game, where he will be revealed his truth. It's time to join the NFL, rejoin the NFL, because that's where my calling is. Thank you for viewing this video. Your viewership and connection to us is valued by us as we project tremendous growth down the road.
Absolutely. It's great to see where this channel will go. I'm excited to see. I want to see everyone's comments down in the comment section. I want to see your projections for the game, who you think's going to win, what's going to happen. We'll view all comments and we will respond. So, to everyone viewing this video, thank you. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the games. Be safe and have fun.